Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry. Ocho,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Talk to me now. Talk to me. Take your time.
There must be like a million cats in Kansas City. Ain't no way a team can be this lucky.
Oh,
Ocho,
no.
ain't no way a team can be this lucky. Ocho,
Hey,
I played 14 years, Ocho. I ain't
right.
never had this much luck in
Right.
14 years, let
Yes, sir.
alone one season. So the Chiefs escaped another Black Friday game with a win over the Raiders, 1917. The missed time snap by Las Vegas rookie center Jackson Powers Johnson, with just seconds left, denied the Raiders an opportunity to kick a field goal, a potential game-winning field goal.
Yeah.
Ocho, he clapped his hands. But what he did, he paused because he saw the receivers weren't set. But that's not what the right guard that's looking back at him. He claps his hand.
Right.
The guard flashed the center.
He tapped that hip.
The center don't know that you paused. He doesn't know anything about that.
Nah.
He's trusting you and he's trusting his guard. The guard swipes his hand down. That lets the center know the quarterback is ready for the ball.
Oh, yeah.
He snapped it. Aiden O'Connell is looking outside, like, damn, did not say. Ball hits him in the chest, gets kicked, and the Chiefs pounce on it, and they win the game. You remember a couple of weeks ago against the Broncos, Ocho?
Broncos
they had a game-winning potential kick.
They blocked the kick.
They blocked the kick. Go ahead.
I don't. You know what the funny thing about it is, and when you say you don't know if it's luck, this is something that's been going on for the Chiefs like the past 3 years. If you understand now, if you pay attention. I don't know. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't know if I don't want to sit here and say the refs is on their side. But if luck has anything to do with anything, they are the team that are being blessed by the football gods to be on the receiving end of it, game after game after game after game after game. Every time, for some reason, everything seems to go in their favor. Now, I'm not saying they're cheating. I'm not saying the refs are on their side. But somebody has favor for the Chiefs in some of these very, very close games, and listen, the game once again, boring from quarter 1 to quarter 3. But lo and behold, the fourth quarter gets here and everything gets exciting.
It does, Ocho. I think the thing is that if Patrick Mahomes was doing this, it's like defensively, they block a kick. The center snaps the ball and the quarterback isn't ready, hits him in the chest. And because we've seen guys, we saw Lamar Jackson get one. He bobbled it. He reached down with one hand, pick it up, scramble, and throws a touchdown.
Yeah.
This ball hits him in the chest and carries one way, and the Chiefs jump on it, and the game ends.
Everything seems to go their way. I'm not sure what it is. I don't know why.
And you look at it, Aiden O'Connell, 23 of 35, 340, 2 touchdowns. They ran the ball 25 times, 116 yards. So they ran the ball for 4.5 yards a carry. They made one mistake. And when they made the mistake, that's why we always say, Ocho, mistakes, turnovers aren't all equal. If you make that mistake in the first quarter, you still have 3.5 quarters to overcome that. You make that mistake at that point in the game, it's over.
It's over.
There is no coming back. You have no timeouts. There's only 20 seconds on the clock. So even if you do have, you would have to have all 3 of your timeouts and the hope that, you can force a punt and get the ball back with what? 15 seconds on the clock, maybe 10 seconds.
You can't do nothing with that.
You're not going to be able to do anything with that. But the Chiefs, and I thought again, I say, man, AP about to make sure he get another season because seemingly he can only beat the Chiefs. And he was about to pull it off again, Ocho. He's about to reach into the bag and pull out another one. Black Friday shopping. I'm going Chiefs shopping.
Right. It's something about not only, I don't want to say Black Friday. Anytime you play a divisional opponent and you know them extremely well.
Yeah, it's tough.
They play the Chiefs. They know each other well. You know your tendencies. You know what you like to do on down and distance. Obviously, you're going to have some I call it salad dressing or some different plays. A twinkle here, a twist there. But most of the time, everything is really the same. And, it's used to it. I mean, the Raiders defense is used to it. The coaches are used to it. And that's why these games are so close when it comes to playing divisional opponents. But I'm talking about the Rams. The damn Chiefs this year really haven't been the Chiefs of old anyway, Unc. They not blowing people out. They're not
No,
putting up 35, 40 a game like that offense used to do.
that we're used to seeing. And
Nah,
even in the years past, even when they lost Tyreek, they were still more consistent than what
listen,
they've
yeah,
been over the last couple of years. Now, they did have some costly drops. They had a key third down drop on third down by D Hop.
yeah,
Travis
yeah,
is still trying to, like, he's pressing. And that's what that is, Ocho. When you don't get the ball, when you're not putting up the numbers that you want to, you want to
right,
make every play a big play. He
right.
wants to he wants to turn and go.
Go, yeah. Hey,
But the
took his eyes off the
process,
ball.
you taking your eyes off the ball and it's a drop. And that's
Mhm.
really hurting them because now instead of being maybe 2nd and 5 or 3rd and 5, now
Mm,
it's 2nd and 10, it's third and
right.
10.
Mm-hmm.
And but the biggest thing is the offensive line, Ocho. They can't protect it.
Yeah. Hold on, left tackle and right tackle. I'm not sure who they are or where they're from. There needs
Yep.
to be better play in that area. If you're
It
serious about going further, and competing for that chip, you got to think the teams you're gonna play coming up, especially in the playoffs. It's a bunch of Mac Crosby's, not literally Mac Crosby. I'm just saying those type of player, that caliber defensive end. Maybe not him, but just as good. And that's across the board, Unc. Once you
yeah.
get to the playoffs, well, you got ain't
I,
nothing but a bunch of animals.
but the quarterbacks, every quarterback that you're gonna potentially face is better than
Hmm.
Aiden O'Connell. Most of these guys, with the exception of Brock Bowers,
Right.
that Brock Bowers, we're gonna talk about him, Ocho.
Hmm.
I'm not so sure he a top 5 tight end, and I'm not so sure he 2, 3, 4, 5 either. I'm just
You
saying. I
hey,
mean,
you put me up.
hey, he beating all pro corners.
Oh yeah.
He
Oh
ain't
yeah.
just beating up on linebackers. He ain't
No.
just beating up on safeties. He say, "Send me your best,
Yeah.
and let me
Every
show
time.
you." And I'm gonna put him to the test. But we'll
Hmm.
talk about him in a minute, Ocho.
Right.
What concerns me about the Chiefs is that still their red zone offense
Hmm.
and their inability to consistently protect Patrick Mahomes.
Hmm. It's
That
been
it, because
it's been a
here's the
problem.
thing: when you
Hmm.
keep playing these one possession games, now that one possession game come playoff time and it goes the other way, what happens, Ocho? You're going home.
Going home.
You're going home. You
Hmm.
playing with fire
Hmm.
because you keep leaving these teams in there. You had a 16-3. You didn't score the touchdown.
Right.
You've got to put teams away. You've got to put separation between you and these teams, or you're asking for trouble late in the ball game.
Right.
And they don't have it's like Worthy, bro. That's cover zero. Once you release inside, start to get back wide. So Patrick Mahomes, he's throwing the ball to the middle. He's not throwing you to the corner.
Mm-hmm.
But that's cover zero. That's something that, hey, Patrick, you and Andy, y'all gonna have to have a conversation with him. Son, if
Yeah.
they let you inside, wide it up because I'm gonna throw you up the field. Because
Yeah.
there's a chance, hey, what if we had to go on the other side, Ocho? Now you're running, y'all gonna intersect at the point.
Right.
No, if there's nobody in the middle of the field. Trav, once you get out, so once you get around the guy, you can't go to bend it to the middle. Stay
Hmm.
up the field is zero. There's no one there. Why would you run that?
Yeah.
It's just simple. John and I have a simple philosophy. He said,
Yes, sir.
T, if they come with the bomb, wherever you release, stay there.
Yeah.
If I release wide, Ocho, I stayed
You
there.
got to stay there.
Once I got outside, I'm
Mhm.
going straight to the field. I'm
Yeah.
not bending it. I'm gonna let him bend me with the ball
Oh
because
yeah.
once he releases it, Ocho, it ain't no he could like, okay, I'm gonna steer it over here. Once he releases it,
Remember,
it's gone.
yeah, people have to
I can
understand
move.
that.
You can
Right.
bend, Ocho. You release
Mhm.
outside, you see the ball over there. Treat it
You
like a
get to
baseball.
you get
Go
adjust
catch it.
to it. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. But
And
I'm surprised that at this juncture, with the relationship that Trav and my homeboy have, that
mhm.
got away from them.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
think.
I really don't know why would Trav try to bend it like that.
Mhm.
I would have just kept it straight up the field.
I
That's what
mean,
I would have done.
I think between Trav and this quarterback and Mahomes, they've been off script for so
All year.
long. That for so long that this is one of the few times that we've seen them off. You know, and I don't know. Just for some reason, something is off with the Chiefs, and it's been off with them all season
Mm-hmm.
long.
Yeah.
Something's been off with them all season long, but for some reason, in the most opportune times, Patrick Mahomes does always come through. But as you get to playing better teams, especially once you get to the playoffs, you're not going to be able to get away with most of this. And if you do get away with most of this, you know what? The people in stripes gonna have to help you.
Yeah.
And I listen. I hate to say that, but the people in stripes they're going to have to help you. And what I would like to think they bailed them out of some games, many of times.
I look at it like, but see, here's the thing. It's like people say, well, they got bailed out against Philly. Bradford the fourth told you he held a guy.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy told you, yeah, I held him. I was beat.
Right.
Because what happened? Juju was about to option away from him. He grabbed him.
Right.
So you don't want him to throw a flag in that situation, even though it will warrant a penalty. We saw against Kansas City. The guy ran up his back. That was a penalty. So you don't want to call it because, man, how can you call a foul in that situation? Easy. It's a penalty.
A pass interference, the Bengals pass interference?
Yeah. Ocho, your guy ran up his back.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, so that's what I got confused in basketball. Well, you got to swallow your whistle there. Why? So let me ask you a question. If he had done that in the first quarter, is it a flag? Yeah. But not, so we ain't going to call it because your team. So let me ask you a question. If we flipped it and the Kansas City guy had tugged the Eagles guy and they were down, are you okay with them swallowing the whistle there? No, you're not. If that's Kansas City, if that's Cincinnati, and one of the Bengals players and one of the Chiefs players run up the Bengals players back, you okay with them now? No, of course not. All I'm saying is, Ocho, is I get it at the time of the game, but a penalty is a penalty. If you look at the rule book, it doesn't say, well, if it's late in the ball game, don't throw a flag. If you jump off sides, Ocho, if you jump off sides with a minute to go in the game, they're going to throw a flag?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You know, it's the funny thing about it is when you watch the game of football, as much as you know you can throw a flag on every single play, huh?
Yes.
Especially in the interior with them boys battling, going out with it. And that's the funny thing when it comes to when throwing flags, don't allow the referee. I don't want the referee to determine the outcome of a game.
Well, you better put some
I
separation
don't want
between
that
you.
part. Yep. That's a good one.
Make it a 14-point lead with a minute to go.
There you go. Yeah.
Because if it's a 1-point game or field goal game, or you need to touch the team needs a touchdown to beat you, now you're subjecting yourself. Because here's the thing, Ocho, think about where Bradford did the penalty. If he wide open, all they got to see is Juju jersey tug. The back judge looking, they got a side judge looking. How they miss it? The same thing when the Bengals got ran up his back. There's the back judge, there's the side judge. It's you can hold in the interior line, but it's a lot more confined, Ocho.
Right.
Now, sometimes you have the referee that's looking. He's looking at the quarterback. Then you have the umpire, and he's watching. Okay, did anybody hold? Did anybody chop block? Anybody illegal use of the hand? But you have to be scanning. I mean, you got to be like, okay, ball snap. Okay, let me make sure. Make sure that nobody jump off, so that nobody illegal procedure, anything like that.
Right.
So I got to watch for a lot of stuff. But when you in the open field, Ocho, there's that's why a lot of times people commit robberies at night. It's dark. It's easy to get away with it. It's hard to be seen, Ocho. So now I ain't really trying to rob nothing in broad daylight.
Right.
I'm not trying to rob anything anyway, but I'm just saying when you in the open field, it's just you and the receiver.
Yeah.
They can see that a little bit more. And so you have to be careful of that. But I'm not one of these guys, swallow your whistle. No, you pass it. So if that's the case, Ocho, I'm just going to wait till late in the ball game, and I'm going to hold the ish out of you.
Yeah.
I'm going to foul the ish out of you because, hey, I know you're going to hold you. You're not going to call it. No, it doesn't operate like that.
You can't be belligerent with the goddamn holding call or pass interference, whether it be offensive or defensive. I just think, to me, in certain situations, referees need to hold their whistle so they don't determine the outcome of a game. Mistakes will happen. Now, if it's a blatant hole where you disrupt the timing of a play or you impede a receiver trying to get to a ball.
Like Bradford did Juju.
Yeah, like that. That's blatant. Come on, that's blatant.
And your guy, I don't know who your guy was that ran up the back. Back of Kansas City guy.
Now that was a little iffy.
Man, Ocho, stop that. Your guy, he done jumped over the top of him. The guy trying to catch the ball like this.
Yeah, listen, and just the fact that the Bengals player in that instance has a right for the ball as well. He has a right for the ball as well.
But you can't go through the guy to get the ball. You have a right. Like let's just say for the sake of argument, if I'm coming like you coming like this here, and I'm coming from the side, and I do like this here, and our bodies make contact. Yeah. Yes, but I can't go through you to try to have an opportunity, the same ability to get to the ball as you. I can't go through you.
Yeah, I mean,
And so that's what we always say. Hey, son, get big.
yeah,
Box his ass. Hey, make it. If he's gonna make a play, come through me. That's
yeah.
what you do. You see the ball underthrown, the DB just running. What you do? Stop, let him run up your back.
But yeah,
But hey,
yeah.
ref, I got to right to the ball too. Yeah, but you can't run up his back to get it. That's the tricks of the trade. But look, the Raiders had them dead to right. The Raiders had them dead to right. O'Connell had gotten hot. I was surprised that the Chiefs didn't go for it on fourth down, considering the defense had given up 2 touchdowns quick. I'm
Right.
talking about boom, boom, boom. I mean, the Raiders were methodically going down the field. O'Connell had gotten in a rhythm. Brock Bowers was lighting people up. Jacoby Myers was playing really well. Tucker had just got the 58-yard touchdown. I
Right.
was surprised. And if you see in Ocho, teams now, we saw last week, what did Carolina do? We saw the week before, what did Buffalo do? And I said this, what happens when that defense isn't lights out? Now, you're going to mess around. Baltimore offense is better than the Raiders. Buffalo's offense is better than the Raiders. There are a lot of teams that offense is better than the Raiders.
Right.
If this defense doesn't play like it played from week 5 of 2022 all the way through and then the first part of this season, then what happens, considering we've seen this offense really haven't gotten it together this entire season, Ocho. You're asking for trouble.
Yeah, you know what's funny? The fact that you just said that. Think about this. The offense hasn't gotten it together all the season, right? Patrick Mahomes hasn't played as well as we'd like him to, except in actual specific times when they need
Yes.
him. What happens when they do? What if they do get it together? It's playoff time. What if they do get it together? What if they finally decide all of a sudden, you know what? It's playoff time. We finna play these last 4 games and take it to the chip in New Orleans and take it on home. What if they
Ocho,
act? What if they playing possum?
they're not. You know what's happening?
Yeah.
Because the pressure is getting to Mahomes, he doesn't feel comfortable setting his feet, and he's missing throws that he would normally make.
Yeah.
You see how he got up and slammed the ball and said, hey, what y'all gonna do? Y'all would just let the left tackle just get beat the whole game? Or y'all gonna give me any opportunity to throw this football? Because you got Crosby on one side and they put the guy on the other side, and it's like his interior, Humphrey, Tooney, and Smith, they've got to be sensational because every time the DN are forcing him to step up.
Yeah.
And if you notice, what's he doing every time he steps up? He's having to jump to throw the ball because he's got to get it over the push in the middle.
Guy in his face every time. Every time. Okay.
That's what concerns me the most is that if the defense doesn't get back to what they were, because the offensive line, the tackle, they're not the offensive line, mainly the entire line, is the tackles are so porous. Boy, Ocho, you asking for it, bro.
Yeah,
I just hate because we understand the finality of a one game. One game. It ain't no best 2 out of 3. It ain't no 4 out of 7 like basketball and baseball. Ocho, you get the difference. There's nothing like a game 7. Everybody said there's nothing like a game 7 in hockey or game 7 in basketball, game 7 in baseball.
Right.
Every game in the playoffs in the NFL is a game 7. That's all we play are game 7s. There is no, we got them figured out. We know what to do. We'll make a few adjustments. Well, you better make it next year in OTAs. That's the only time that it's going to matter. Every game is a game 7.
You got to be your best that day.
You do.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because if you're not, we'll see you in Cancun.
Ocho, are the Chiefs the worst 11-1 team that you've seen?
Oh man, are the Chiefs the worst 11-1 team that we've seen? I say yes. But it's one thing about reaching the Super Bowl. It's one thing about reaching the playoffs. You know what? It's 50% skill, coaching, and having the players, and it's 50% luck. And luck has been on their side. Luck has been on their side. On the opposing side of that 50% is also having Patrick Mahomes at the helm. Where in some situations, he's been the reason why you're winning those games. Because it's his decision making in the most important times in the games. You put another quarterback back there. I don't think this. I don't think outside of the games ending with blocked field goals or field goal attempt to win a game, I don't think that their record is still the same if there's a different quarterback back there.
No, I think that, and also to echo what you just said, Ocho, is that he's great when he has to be great. You
Hmm.
look at that Philly game in the second half, they're down, they go touchdown, 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 field goal. If he at any point in time he doesn't score, they're not
Right.
beating Philly.
They lose a game. Yeah.
If you look at San Francisco kicks the field goal. Now that was dumb on San Francisco. I don't know why they would take the ball in a situation why they took the ball.
Right.
But it's like, oh, we just figured, no, bro, it doesn't work like that.
Right.
So now you let the opposing team see what they need. They
Hmm.
going for it on fourth down. You just gave them an extra down every every possession, Ocho. So now
Right.
it ain't no third down. There's no such thing as a third down because everything is fourth down. Because I'm going for it, Ocho. I'm going for it because I know I need to, and there ain't no choice. I ain't got no choice. But you let me see what I needed. But when he has to be great, he's great
Every time.
Ocho, another 5 sacks from the Raiders. They got 5 last week
Hmm.
against Carolina. And look, Carolina is playing better, but Carolina ain't gonna be nowhere near the playoffs, Ocho.
Yeah.
And think about it. And they got a big drop. They got to call a break. They got a big drop from X.
Hmm.
Ocho, I hate saying the worst 11-1 team. That's like saying, man, that joker there is the brokest billionaire I ever seen. I mean, that really does sound oxymoronic, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah. It does.
I mean, all the dude is a billionaire. How is somebody a broke billionaire?
Right.
I mean, how is somebody bad at 11-1? I mean, you might be, you'll get you 500 or you're slightly above, but they've only lost one game.
Yeah.
And they're trying to do something that's unprecedented.
Hmm.
So I hate to say that, but boy, man, I'm just watching them. I'm like, and I watch I'm like, how y'all winning these games?
Yeah.
The math really isn't mathing.
Nothing.
And so, especially, look, the defense still just held them tonight to 17 points.
Hmm.
But if you look at Buffalo, they gave up 30 to Buffalo. That was the first time they had given up that many points in almost a year and a half. They gave up 30. Didn't they give up 30 plus to Carolina? And that's what's concerning. If the defense was continually holding people down, I was like,
Right.
okay. But what happens when the levee busts? When all the water comes spewing out? Can those tackles hold up and give Patrick Mahomes the time that he needs?
Right.
That's what they're going to end up having. Like I said, if Trent Williams becomes available, they should make Trent Williams the highest paid left tackle again in football.
Yeah. Hmm.
Now, you might not get 3 in a row, but you damn sure be favored to go get Patrick Mahomes number 4. Because if you got a left tackle, now I ain't even worried about T-Dub. Hey, I'm going to slide the protection to the right.
Hmm.
Hey, Dub, you got it. I don't give a damn who it is. Dub, you got it. And not only can he pass block, he nasty. He a hell of a run blocker.
I don't want no part of that. I don't want no part of that. I'm not even in the trenches.
Yeah. Oh, Carolina had 27, someone said. So they won 30-27 on a walk-off field goal. Yeah, that I'm just looking at the offensive line play, and I'm like, damn, I don't know how much longer. It's gonna be interesting. They still got the Broncos. The Broncos are like second, maybe they second or third in sacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
They might be 1, but they are very high up in sacks. Where are the Broncos in sacks? I think the Ravens are up there also in sacks. Okay, Broncos are 1 in sacks, and they got the Broncos again this time in Denver. And the Broncos always play them tough, even when they had great team that was winning the Super Bowl. I mean, the Broncos played them tough.
Right.
The Broncos play them tough. And so it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this thing play out moving forward. Like I said, they're going to play some defense that can pressure the quarterback. If you get Pittsburgh, they can pressure the quarterback. The Broncos, you play them again, you might get them in the playoffs if they get in. They can pressure the quarterback. The Ravens number 3 in sacks. They can get after the quarterback. But I don't deep down, I don't think the Chiefs fear the Ravens. As great as Lamar Jackson is, and he's been
Yeah.
sensational since his second year starting. I mean, his first year full-time starting,
Right.
when you won the MVP, he's been sensational. But I don't think the Chiefs fear them.
Nah. I listen, I don't think the Chiefs fear anybody, especially not two-time Super Bowl championship
3 times.
winning Chiefs. I don't think they're for anybody at all. As long as they got 15 out there,
Yeah.
now we good. We're gonna be all right.